Blue Ribbon Classics. Blue Ribbon Classics is a budget ice cream brand sold primarily through discount and dollar format retailers across the United States. Its products are formulated to meet the minimum legal threshold for ice cream classification using a blend of milk, whey, and vegetable-based fillers to reduce production costs. The line covers standard American flavors, vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, in large format containers priced well below the national average. The brand operates under the umbrella of Wells Enterprises, one of the largest ice cream manufacturers in North America, founded in Lamars, Iowa in 1913. Wells produces multiple brands across the price spectrum, with Blue Ribbon sitting at the lowest tier of that portfolio. At this price point, the dairy content is technically legal, but only just. The ratio of real cream to stabilizers and gums is calibrated to the regulatory floor, not to any standard of quality. Great Value Ice Cream. Great Value is Walmart's private label ice cream line, manufactured by third-party dairy processors and sold exclusively through Walmart stores. The formulation varies by production run and supplier, meaning the product in one region may not be identical to the product sold under the same label in another. Consistency is not a design goal. Cost containment is. Walmart's Great Value brand was expanded significantly in the late 1990s as part of a broader private label strategy to capture margin from national brands. Ice cream was among the earliest categories targeted. Several Great Value frozen products have appeared on the FDA's recall database for undisclosed allergens and labeling inconsistencies. Not manufacturing disasters, but the kind of quiet paperwork failures that rarely make headlines. Friendly's. Friendly's is a Massachusetts-based chain that has operated since 1935, originally as a roadside ice cream stand before expanding into a sit-down restaurant format across the northeastern United States. Its retail ice cream line, sold in grocery stores, carries the brand's nostalgic positioning while relying heavily on carrageenan, mono and diglycerides, and guar gum to achieve its texture at reduced dairy cost. The company filed for bankruptcy in 2011 and again in 2020, each time restructuring under new ownership while retaining the brand name. The recipes did not improve between filings. Friendly's markets itself on Americana and childhood memory. The ingredient panel markets something else: Blue Bunny. Blue Bunny is produced by Wells Enterprises, the same Iowa-based manufacturer behind Blue Ribbon Classics, making it a sibling brand positioned slightly higher on the retail shelf while sharing significant supply chain infrastructure. Its product range includes novelty bars, cones, and bulk containers, many of which are classified not as ice cream, but as frozen dairy desserts, a legally distinct category with looser composition requirements. Wells Enterprises was founded in 1913 and built its scale on high-volume, low-margin frozen dessert production. Blue Bunny became its flagship consumer brand by the 1990s. The frozen dairy dessert label is not an accident. It is a formulation choice, one that allows manufacturers to substitute vegetable oils and cheaper protein sources for milk fat without violating labeling law. Breyers. Breyers was founded in Philadelphia in 1866 by William Breyer, who built the brand on a pledge of simple, clean ingredients: milk, cream, sugar, and flavoring. That pledge, known informally as the Pledge of Purity, was used in marketing for over a century. Unilever acquired Breyers in 1993 and began reformulating products to reduce dairy content and increase shelf stability. By the 2010s, a significant portion of the Breyers product line no longer legally qualified as ice cream. The cartons were quietly relabeled frozen dairy dessert. The logo, the color scheme, and the nostalgia remained intact. Unilever did not issue a press release about the reformulation. Consumers noticed the texture change before they noticed the label change. The original Pledge of Purity, printed on cartons for generations, was retired without announcement. Bluebell Creameries. Bluebell Creameries, based in Brenham, Texas, has operated since 1907 and held a fiercely loyal regional following across the American South. Its tagline, "We eat all we can and sell the rest," became one of the most recognized slogans in regional food marketing. In 2015, that image collapsed. A Listeria contamination crisis traced to Bluebell's production facilities resulted in 10 confirmed illnesses across 4 states and 3 deaths. The company issued a full product recall, its first in over a century of operation. The FDA investigation that followed revealed the contamination had been present and detectable in facility testing for years prior to the outbreak. In 2020, Bluebell Creameries pled guilty to 2 federal misdemeanor charges for shipping adulterated ice cream products in 2015. The company paid a $17.25 million penalty, the largest ever levied in an ice cream contamination case. It was not the fine that defined the outcome, it was the timeline, years of internal test results showing contamination and continued production. Halo Top launched in 2012 in Los Angeles, founded by attorney-turned-entrepreneur Justin Wolverton, and positioned itself as a low-calorie, high-protein alternative to conventional ice cream. The product achieved extraordinary commercial velocity. By 2017, it was the best-selling pint in the United States, outpacing Haagen-Dazs and Ben & Jerry's. The growth was driven almost entirely by calorie count marketing. To achieve 280 to 360 calories per pint, Halo Top replaced milk fat with milk protein concentrate and erythritol, a sugar alcohol that provides sweetness without caloric density. The result is a product that is technically ice cream by composition, but achieves its texture through a processing method that requires consumers to let it soften before it is edible straight from the freezer. Halo Top was sold to Wells Enterprises in 2019 for a reported $900 million. The brand that disrupted premium ice cream was absorbed by the same conglomerate that makes Blue Bunny and Blue Ribbon. The packaging did not change. The ownership did. Store brand frozen dairy desserts. The single largest category of concern in the American frozen dessert market carries no single brand name. Walmart's Great Value frozen dairy dessert, Kroger Deluxe, Aldi's Sunday Shop, and equivalent private label products sold by major national retailers represent the maximum distance between what consumers expect and what they receive. These products are formulated to resemble ice cream in appearance and price adjacency while containing minimal dairy. The legal distinction is significant. The FDA defines ice cream as requiring at least 10% milk fat. Products falling below that threshold must be labeled frozen dairy dessert, a classification that permits the substitution of vegetable fats, whey protein concentrate, and a cascade of stabilizers including cellulose gel, polysorbate 80, and carrageenan. Retailers are not required to make this distinction prominent on packaging. Private label frozen dessert contracts are awarded on price. The retailer specifies a margin target. The manufacturer reverse engineers a formulation that meets it. Dairy content is the primary variable adjusted downward. This is not a supply chain accident. It is the intended output of the procurement process. In 2013, a class action lawsuit was filed against several retailers for marketing frozen dairy desserts in packaging visually indistinguishable from ice cream. Same fonts, same serving imagery, same flavor names, without adequate disclosure of the product classification. The suits were settled. The packaging changed marginally. The formulations did not. The store brand frozen dairy dessert is the endpoint of a decades-long industrial process that began with minor ingredient substitutions and arrived at a product that contains the word dairy in its legal name primarily to avoid containing the word ice cream.